Hello, this is Above the Treeline Canyon Commentary, Episode 3. We're going to talk a little bit about medicine's nuclear option, the good, the bad, the bipolar diabetic, prednisone. And I know there's a lot of folks out there that need this medication, and it does save lives. But let's be honest, okay? It does what it does very well, almost too well. When prednisone is prescribed, it just rolls in. It's like it just decimates everything it touches. Inflammation, off. IL-1, off. IL-6, antibodies, cytokines, immune signaling, off. All at once. I would describe prednisone as the General MacArthur of medicine. Ready to nuke all of China because destroying everything and dragging the entire world order into chaos is the best way to win a war. Thankfully, somebody told MacArthur that this is a really bad idea. By the way, you're fired. Prednisone, unfortunately, never got the memo. So, may the algorithm be kind and let me borrow a few words from one of my favorites. Pretty oversimplified. Your immune system is brutally suppressed. There's a tax for that, and it punishes you severely. Because when you shut off every major inflammatory regulator in your body, you don't just silence the inflammation, you knock down half of the communication network your body uses to regulate itself. So for anyone who has never had the pleasure of experiencing the anxiety-driven pins and needles of this stuff, let me share you a little of what it feels like. Insulin, don't need it. Well, not exactly don't need it, but your body forgets what to do with it. Your cells go like, I don't know what this is, chucks it. It's called insulin sensitivity. In the meantime, your pancreas is sitting in a corner waiting to rage quit the chat. It's shriveled up like a sponge because it's producing more insulin then it's producing it so much, your body doesn't know what to do with it, so it just quietly quits. All right, your muscles, your internal organs, catabolized for sugar because your liver is being told to make sugar no matter where it can find it. So, not the ability to process sugar properly, your body is overproducing it in a way that makes your blood turn into red, granulated tabletop sugar. Right? Calcium. Nope. Well, prednisone blocks calcium absorption, so your bones become very, very brittle. As brittle as, say, a stick or a twig. Because, well, good luck. Your mood, 2 plus 2 now becomes an existential crisis. Your adrenals forget how to function properly at all. Never, ever stop taking this stuff without your doctor monitoring you because it will cause all kinds of problems. Your body literally forgets how to process or use signaling to your adrenals properly. Pretty sure anyway. And that can cause all kinds of problems for you if you're not doing exactly what your doctor suggests. And oh yeah, by the way, this stuff makes you so hungry and you gain weight so fast. You just look at a celery stick, you've just put on 5 pounds. There's also the wonderful things of fluid retention, weird fat distribution, mania, euphoria, depression, and the ability to feel both like a god and a corpse in the same breath. But hey, your inflammation, gone, like it never existed. Your immune system, sitting cross-legged, East Mountain Lake, meditating peacefully, against its will. I'm not mocking doctors, okay? This stuff does, like I said, this stuff does save lives. I'm mocking something that is a bigger picture, though. Medicine's slow, stubborn refusal to change. We know this drug is incredibly powerful, but we still use it from anything from autoimmune flares to a chest cold that overstayed its welcome. So is it unreasonable to ask that we save this stuff for genuine emergencies and not just because the sledgehammer looks shiny? And here's the thing. I'll grant prednisone one thing, at least in my case. Taking a bout of this stuff caused a immune rebound that accidentally revealed a vulnerability that I never knew I had. But that is a conversation for a different trail. And that brings me to a part of this simply do not joke about. About a year and a half ago, I got hit with a series of wrong labs all at once. SMA, ANA, IgG were all abnormal. And these are usually indicators, at least in blood work, for autoimmune hepatitis. Not confirmed, but it was certainly on the table. Now these crazy, powerful medications were suddenly an option. On top of it, I'm already dealing with a difficult situation at work. Stress was very, very real. And on top of it, I get a call. I'm home alone. I remember this very, very vividly. I got a call from the nurse. She was kind. She was polite, professional, did her job, but was explaining to me that it's time to put you on long-term immunosuppression because they thought I had autoimmune hepatitis, AIH. So suddenly things like prednisone and azathioprine, maybe a couple other medications were suddenly on the table, and I just broke. I lost it. I'm sitting on the chair, crying into my phone, asking, begging if there was any other option, if there was any other way. I wasn't refusing treatment, but it's not that I didn't trust her or my doctor. It's that I knew what the implications were. If I'm going on this stuff, this is going to wreck any chance that I might have had of making progress in my health. Life-changing medications, life-changing consequences. I listed every side effect I knew. Diabetes. I was already pre-diabetic at the time. Cancer and infection risk. Phototoxicity. Metabolic chaos. The emotional instability. Basically the whole roid rage thing, yeah. And to their credit, they did listen. They decided to wait for a biopsy before doing anything else. So being able to wait to see what I was actually fighting turned out to be a very wise decision. That moment carved something into me. It's one of the reasons why I ask so many questions and why Treeline summits above the tree line. That's why it exists at all. Because when you're standing on a cliff like that, one wrong step doesn't just change your day, it changes your life. So fast forward more than a year, just this past week in fact, those early results turned out to be very misleading. They all came back, they ran another panel, everything came back negative, everything. It wasn't AIH, it never was. Let that sink in for a second. I was almost put on body-altering, life-changing medication for a disease I simply did not have. Now, you might think I should rage at my doctors over this, but I'm not going to. All right? They went with the data that they had. It wasn't their fault. Rare diseases are messy. They give conflicting signals. And doctors simply go with the presentation that seems like it's the most obvious. But it's also why I advocate for myself as strongly as I do. I refuse to simply accept, just take this because that's what's expected, that's what the protocol says. I'm a big believer in data. I'm a big believer in analyzing and looking at the big picture, looking at your body as a system, which is something doctors honestly struggle with. Again, I'm not hating on medicine. I do believe in the technology, the science, and the amazing progress we've made in medicine, decades and what have you. But it's not perfect, and it's okay to say so. There's definite legitimate need for something, even drastic courses of action. But don't be afraid to ask if the need is legitimate. You're allowed to seek second opinions. Because when your future is at stake, when you're questioning whether the treatment is as serious as the illness, don't walk blindly. Read the sky, measure the wind, step with purpose. Okay. So the nuclear option stay in its silo for now, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And if you've never been on that cliff before, it's kind of unreal in its own way. And I'm grateful for this in a way that only someone who has stood in that position can truly understand. Still, when it comes to prednisone in particular, I think it is wise to add more warnings to that bottle. And maybe, just maybe, don't let prednisone convince you that doing the Little Bear Blanca Traverse is such a good idea. Again, I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice. But if you are a doctor and you find this, free to laugh along or rip me to shreds, tear apart my points bit by bit. But either way, this has been Above the Treeline Canyon Commentary, and I'll see you on the summit.